Hi and welcome to Boardish. Today we're going to give you a run through and demo for the Boardish web application. We're going to start with the input wizard. Step 1 prompts us to input our company information, and most of the information in the first section is basic company info that if necessary you could get online if you're doing a sales pitch or proposal. As a cyber professional using Boardish internally, you can engage with your finance team, CFO or CEO for this information. There are explanations on each area if you get confused, so you can hover over and see what type of data is required. As an example, for the number of impacted users you can see, it's the number of employees that will lose significant to some or no working capabilities when technology is unavailable, aka their reliance on technology. Now we move on to the next section, which is all about threats. When using Boardish internally, it's an excellent opportunity to engage the cyber and IT teams involved and use Boardish alongside your existing risk assessment tools. For external users, here's where you'll be quantifying the threats that the solutions you want to sell protect against. Simply select the threat name from the drop-down, fill in the related information, and you can add as many different threats for one company, and later in the wizard you'll select specific solutions for them. If you don't see your threat type, you can always add a custom threat to the list that is unique to the business. When you're done, click Save and Next. In the Solutions section, as with the Threat section, you can select from the drop-down list or add your own solution type. It's important to note that we have shown the list for each solution based on a yearly price, as Boardish looks as a snapshot as the whole. Depending on the licensing for the product depends on whether you have the one-time fee or the subscription cost per user. You have the flexibility in this section to do either or both. Don't add the cost of experts into this section, as we will be doing this later. When you're done adding all of your solutions, click Save and Next. Now we're looking at the TPF, or Threat Protection Factor in Boardish, which is about efficiency of solutions, not probability of threats like many other tools, and how you can get more of an accurate result. The unique part of our methodology simply requires you to select a single or multiple solutions for your threats and then measure their effectiveness on-prem or in the cloud. You can have one solution for multiple threats or multiple solutions for multiple threats. Then simply add new rows using the plus button and delete rows using the minus button until you're finished. In the web app, the TPF calculation is manual rather than automatic, which makes it far more efficient and relies on your professional knowledge, allowing you to run various simulations for both internal and external use. If you're unsure of efficiency or you're doing a sales proposal and want to give a quote, put a default 50% in both. Now, we're going to move on to the experts section, where you will first highlight the hourly cost of your experts or external vendors. This is particularly useful for comparing the cost of solution implementations internally versus externally for your budgets as well as specific threats. You can come back and change this information at any time, and you can break down each skill level of your experts, which have different costs. For the sales approval process, this can help you run simulations with clients on which scenario is more cost effective for them. Now you can allocate your experts to each of the solutions you've chosen, and you can have multiple experts per solution. Don't forget to include the ongoing yearly maintenance resources on top of the implementation costs for your solutions. For example, first and second line daily support, and you can allocate as many as you need for each solution. Now we're going to move on to the regulations section, where you can allocate the regulation impact against your threats. And here is a great opportunity to engage your DPO or ask for an external consultant to get a better picture of where you are and where your company stands. Currently, because of the complexity of law and regulation fines, Boardish only supports GDPR, but we're looking to add more to this in the future. For now, simply select each of your threats and allocate the relevant regulation, in this case GDPR, and define whether it has a high, medium or low regulatory impact. Regulations are one of the key elements cyber professionals have to protect against, and can be used in your budgets or sales proposals to justify costs and spending. For example, if you're in an organisation that handles a lot of sensitive data. Once you click Save and Next, you're done with the input wizard and you'll be taken to your dashboard. In the dashboard, you can see your quantified threats in terms of threat loss, number of solutions per threat, your leftover financial exposure, and how much the solution protects you from the threat financially. You can highlight specific threats to break down their impact in the graphs below and see the threat loss breakdown and the solution cost breakdown. You can also filter based on numbers that decision makers are most interested in. The total solution cost is shown as well as the company turnover, and we will always recommend comparing your threat cost and solution cost to the company turnover as well. If you have any questions or want to get started with Boardish, please reach out or visit our website boardish.io. We also have API offerings as well.